It's food o'clock on Real Ale Craft Beer. The kettle is on its way to boiling. That means it's time for another noodle review. Now, I was in Aldi recently. I say recently, probably about 2 months ago. And I seen this Naked Noodle Malaysian style rendang curry veg pot, mushroom and broccoli. And I think Naked Noodle, they're a company that I think you either love them or you just buy a pot noodle. They're a company that I think divide opinion. You either really like their products or you think, I'll just buy a pot noodle. I like the sound of this. It's one of your 5 a day, which I mean, but it's going to be loads of noodle, hopefully loads of veg. So you open the top. Oh, look at that. Wow. There's like next to nothing in there. Look at that. So you pour the water to the line. I'm presuming. And there's no line. Oh my goodness me. This is going to be a mess. Remove lid and pour boiling water up to the fill line. 240 ml. Ah, yeah, it's on the outside. Flipping heck. So it's on the outside the fill line. You can see it from the inside. Right, here we go then. You can just about see it. There you go. So what I tend to do with these things is give it a bit of a squeeze around the bottom, just gently. It all gets rather hot, it's boiling water. Then I'll give it a stir, just to make sure all of those kind of flavours are mixed in. Like so. And then it asks for you to come back in 5 minutes. So I'll put the lid down. I'll put the fork on the lid. And I'll come back in 5 minutes. Okay, this Malaysian rendang curry is ready. And I've got to be honest with you. I opened the conservatory door. And it smells delicious. I'm picking up coconut vibes in this room. Vegetables. Steaming hot. There's a look at it. So, there's a lot of lemongrass. The room is filled with like coconut and lemongrass. You get your nose into this. And it's full of lemongrass. But do you know what? Out of all of the Naked Noodles that I've opened over the years, from the beef curry ones to all of the other Naked Noodles that I've opened, this Aldi reduced version has got the most flavour by far. By far. This smells delicious, really delicious. And look at the veg, look at the peppers and what looks like green beans. Loads of fine noodle, loads of mushroom. The veg is actually, it's actually proper crunchy veg. And dare I say it, but unfortunately, as much as I love, now the curry, the spice is coming through terrifically well, There's coconut, lemongrass, loads of veg, pepper, spice. It's fantastic. This is a fantastic noodle pot. But unfortunately, and I just said, dare I say it, unfortunately, it seems because these were reduced by in a big way. They were like 50p. 50p for this in Aldi. But I'm going to say, and I'm going to say this for the whole of 2023, it's probably the best 50 pence I've ever spent. The best 50 pence I've ever spent. This noodle pot is full of delicious goodness. But it just proves, doesn't it? It proves that, unfortunately, to sell a noodle pot with loads of crunchy vegetables in it, I think the general people out there who buy these noodle pots are perhaps struggling with it. They're perhaps struggling with the concept of fresh veg with a noodle, and it's the reason why it's struggled. It's a real shame. It's a real shame that it struggled to sell because it's fantastic. It really is. I was in a place called St Ives brewing a beer last week, and I treated myself to I went to a Thai restaurant and I ordered a bottle of Singer Thai lager, and I sat down with a jungle curry with an extra bowl of fried rice. And in total, for one beer, one bowl of fried rice and a bowl of jungle curry, it cost me £20. In a restaurant, it cost me £20. This, call it Malaysian, call it Thai, call it Japanese, call it what you want. Call it what you want. For 50 pence, although I'm not getting the big lumps of chicken that I would have done in the jungle curry, in terms of flavour, in terms of spice and lemongrass and pepper and crunchy vegetables, this is the same thing. This is the same thing. You may not be getting that restaurant experience. You may not be getting them lumps of curry, the lumps of chicken, sorry. But at the same time, I spent £20 on that meal. The beer alone cost me £6. So the meal cost me £14. I paid 50 pence for this. 50 pence in Aldi. And in terms of base flavour, there's no difference. This is lovely. Really, really lovely. I would have never expected a reduced noodle pot at 50 pence to taste as good as this is tasting. Look at it. Look at that thick broth. Perhaps if Naked Noodle launched this again in 10 years' time, perhaps it would be better accepted. Perhaps it's just an unfortunate point of people who are just not ready for it. People are just not ready for this style of food yet. Hence the reason why it's reduced. But if I ever see this again in a supermarket, whether it be Morrison's or Tesco or Asda or whatever else, I'd pay full price for this and more. And more. It's like a sit-down Thai restaurant meal, but for 50p. Unbelievable. Now, I'm gonna rate this on the fact that, I'll tell you what I'll do. I'll pluck a price out of the air. Let's say this cost me £2. And it's never going to cost you £2, trust me. Even if I paid £2 for that in a supermarket, I paid 50p in Aldi, reduced. Even if I paid £2 for that noodle pot, I would still be giving it a 10 out of 10. Still be giving it a 10 out of 10. There's crunchy vegetables, noodle, spice, pepper, ginger, lemongrass. It's incredible, absolutely incredible. 10 out of 10. Thanks for watching. Please put your comments in the comments box. Subscribe to our daily beer and food reviews. Give us a big fat thumbs up. Boom. Cheers.